Okay. These giants are so big that if you placed it in our solar system, yikes. Even standing on Pluto, you won't be safe. It would engulf our whole entire solar system 3 times in a row. Because it's so big. And because it's so big, it's like a failed red dwarf star. And what happens is that a black hole is eating it from the inside. And that's why it looks mutated and stuff. And it also kind of, let's say we were in a livable distance from it. What would happen is that the gravity is so strong, it's almost like a black hole already.
I'm sorry, but am I the only one who is lost, or are you whatever he's saying? Are you following what he's saying, or am I the only one who is lost?
Okay. Let me.
Are you understanding what he's saying?
Okay.
I'm just listening.
Okay, fine.
Can you start all over, please? Because I have no idea where you're going. I thought you wanted to ask us a question, but this is the story, and I have no idea.
No, it's not a story.
Okay, then.
It's my article that I made up in my head.
Okay.
So,
start it all over, please.
So let me start it from the baby things.
Okay.
About 4 billion years ago, there was this thing that was called the Big Bang. The Big Bang made our whole entire universe come to light. And all the way here on Earth, we have the solar system, which consists of the Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Ceres, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, Haumea, and
Maki.
yeah, Maki, and Eris, and also some others, but we don't really talk about them. And so I'll start at the Sun first. The Sun, it's already in its midway life stage. So basically, 30 years old in human lives, I guess. And in 4.5 billion years, the Sun will expand into a red dwarf where it will exhaust all of its energy and swallow everything up to Jupiter.
The idiot. How you come out like bam? Now you want to hit the brake?
Anyways, enough road rage. It will engulf all the way to Jupiter. And then it will use all of its energy and expand rapidly again.
Using all his energy, the Sun?
Yeah, it will use in 4.5 billion years. It will use all of its energy rapidly again and expand so much to the point that it turns small and compresses, and boom! A thing called a supernova happens.
Okay.
These can cause a few things, but I won't talk about them right now because I want to talk about all of the planets. Mercury is actually the fastest and smallest planet. Do you guys have any questions so far?
No, so far so good.
No, thank you for asking. That's good.
Okay. So, Mercury is the smallest planet, and it's the fastest planet to go around the Sun. That means it's Mercury's birthday every 88 days. But it takes a long time for a day. I don't know, but it's like about 70 days. When we get home, can we now instantly go in so I can talk about this?
Yeah, keep talking.
Yay!
I'm listening.
And Mercury, okay, it's the slowest rotating planet, but it's the fastest around the Sun. And you would think just because it's the closest to the Sun that it would be extremely boiling, like it will be the hottest planet in the solar system. Nope, that's actually Venus.
Why?
And the reason that Venus is the hottest planet is because it has this thick atmosphere that actually traps all of the heat inside of it, while Mercury and other planets don't.
Why are you making?
Because my throat is hurting.
Good.
We have three rocky planets, 2 gas giants, and two ice giants. But the ice giants are basically just gas planets, but colder, I guess.
And one of them is Saturn, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, one of them is Saturn.
Jupiter, right?
Yeah. You guys are good at this.
Okay.
Anyways, Venus is a dead wasteland, and we tried to send robots to Venus, but they kind of got lost and shut down. So they're probably just either getting buried in the soil or they're getting eroded or weathering down.
I thought there was no robot on Venus.
No, they
tried
no
to
in
send-
1936. No, not 1936. 1985, I think. Yeah, 1985.
Yeah, before I was born. Okay.
Yeah, 1985. They tried to send robots to Venus, but they kind of lost sighting of the robots. But they worked for a bit, and we could see that Venus actually has like a lot of volcanoes, and the heat there can go all the way up to 500 to 500 to 800 in winter.
500 what? Degrees?
500
about the
508 and 800 degrees Celsius in winter for the planet.
Okay. Not Fahrenheit. Okay.
Yeah, in winter.
Wait. Okay. The heat.
Yes, if we're having winter on Earth and it's like it's like negative. On Venus,
It's very
imagine
hot.
it's 800 degrees Celsius
Yeah. That's really
in
hot.
winter. Imagine it's summer. That's about almost 1,000. So like a quarter of the sun. And next we have the Earth. The Venus and Earth are actually known as sister planets. They are both very similar in size. Venus just a little bit smaller, and they could both become a binary system where both of them could be orbiting around each other while orbiting around the sun.
Wow.
But Earth. And do I really need to talk about Earth? All I can say is that
You can still go.
if the moon got too close to Earth, well, let's talk about the moon. The moon controls a lot of things on the Earth, like daytime and nighttime and stuff. But they also controls tides on the Earth. Like, if there was no moon, there would be low tides and absolutely none. And certain phases of the moon, there could be different tides. Like full moon could be no tide, and like no moon could be like it could be high tide. And also, if the moon got too close to Earth, it could turn into rings for the Earth temporarily if it had the right conditions. And it can hold on, let me see. Oh, and the moon is getting about 0.1 centimeters away from the Earth every year. So just 2024, 0.1 centimeters away.
Okay, they crush.
Yep. Well, that sucks. Anyways, yeah, that's also part of Earth. Next, we have Mars, and Mars actually has two moons called Deimos and another one. Anyways, whatever. And Mars actually has the tallest mountain in the entire solar system, called Olympus Mons. That is okay. Hear this.
Wow.
Wait, can I interrupt you?
Yeah, you can.
When did you learn all of these, and where? From where? Because I want to know if you got these from reliable sources.
YouTube and some of them.
At school?
No, not at school.
And when did you learn all of this? Because I don't see you learning anything about solar system.
When I was asking Google randomly for questions.
Okay, and so you just absorb all this information, like, and
Yep.
you're just there.
And sometimes I just go on the computer and just search some things up because I want
Okay,
to.
all right.
Okay,
Well, I'm glad you're still very into solar system.
Yeah,
'Cause I thought maybe you lost your passion for it.
And guess what? Sometimes it's also good to get to the library, get some books, read more.
Yeah, we'll probably
Yeah, I
do
read
that,
books
you know.
about the solar system.
And you were supposed to go to the space camp last year. Then this year I thought, well, since you're doing tracks, maybe next year you do it. But since you're talking about it like this, I'm thinking maybe you should do the space camp this year.
Anyway.
Might be too late to sign you up though.
Anyways.
But anyway, continue, because I wanted to hear what you said about you have a theory or whatever theory that you're trying to come up with or something.
I don't
Go
have
ahead.
a theory, but okay. It's, get this, it's about 5 or 3 times larger, or taller than Mount Everest. That's skewing high. So high that you could see it from the naked eye in space.
Wow.
And even if
People who park here. So in the
And
morning
if-
is where it's actually was. Sorry. The one
Yeah.
park here, one park there.
Yeah,
I'm
sometimes
like, this
they
is
park like
exactly. They park
in
every
the-
morning the way we are going to school.
Yeah.
I'm like, this does
It's
not make any
terrible.
sense. Yeah?
Okay.
You have a lot of parking. Just park somewhere.
before we go, like, can
Yeah,
we-
we'll just
Don't
stay in the
worry.
car till
Yes.
you're done.
Yeah, don't worry.
Yes. Okay. So, yeah.
So you're talking about the tallest mountain.
And Deimos and whatever are like
Whatever.
very small. I don't know the other one's name. That's why I said whatever. Are very small, but one of them is actually faster rotating around. It's not Deimos.
I was waiting for you to say
Who
something.
cares? Sure, go for it.
It's not Deimos. And before I get to the asteroid belt, do you guys have any questions at all?
No.
Good. But if you guys have any questions, then you guys can ask.
Okay.
So, now we can move on to the asteroid belt. And you guys are probably like, why aren't you moving to Jupiter and Saturn already? Well, because we actually have a dwarf planet in the asteroid belt. Its name is Ceres. It's the first dwarf planet, and it's not in the Kuiper belt with the others. We think that Pluto's the 6th planet, but it's kind of Ceres. It's small, like very small. It's smaller than Pluto, so it's smaller than the United States.
Wait. I'm sorry. What is smaller than Pluto?
Ceres. Ceres is
okay.
smaller than
One of the dwarf planets.
like
Okay.
Pluto's the size of the United States. Ceres is smaller than the United States.
Wow.
So if we could actually like drag Ceres here.
Wow.
But if we did, it would probably like collapse and they'll have a whole entire moment. And that would not be good for our atmosphere because we'd be breathing in some dust and we would probably suffocate and we'd stay home. But if we could, then yeah, we could probably like compare Ceres to the United States and it wouldn't even be big. Like, Russia is 2 times bigger than Ceres. And Ceres blends in with the asteroid belt. You can kind of see it. It kind of has different and it also has these weird lights on it, so that could also give a hint. And Ceres is a weird planet. All the dwarf planets' orbit is out of whack, but if I could talk about Ceres, Ceres is just weird. Anyways, we have Jupiter, one of my favorite planets, except Earth or Saturn. Matter of fact, Uranus. And for what most people see, but don't think, Jupiter actually has a ring. It is very thin that you can barely see it, but it actually has rings. And I think it's because of how many planets it has. If I remember now, I think they discovered like 10 more moons on Jupiter, so it has about 90 moons now.
Wow.
So, in the
What's in the favorite?
okay. Anyways, we have one of the moons of Jupiter's name is Ganymede, and guess what?
What?
One of Jupiter's moon is 2 times. No, not 2 times. It's just bigger than Pluto. Ganymede is bigger than Pluto. And that's crazy to think that a moon like Mercury, if it was a bit later in the solar system, it'd probably become one of Jupiter's moons. And Jupiter is a gas giant. That means it has no solid surface. And the pressure...
Wait, is it gas? I thought you said it's like ice.
No. That's Neptune and Uranus. That's ice.
Oh, I thought, okay.
And these are gas giants. Jupiter has a lot of pressure. So if you jumped into Jupiter, not only would you feel very weird and your heart would sink because of the immense gravity, but you'd be like stretching and you would probably combust. And the pressure is 5 times the pressure of low sea level. Like where those people went to go find the Titanic. Yeah, Jupiter's pressure is like 10 times like that.
Wow.
Anyways, now we have Saturn. Oh, everybody loves this planet. Its rings are beautiful, and its moon, one of them named Titan, is just amazing. Hold on. And also, Saturn, because of its rings, it is actually cold. And it has lunar... You know how the North Pole has these, like, lights? Like northern lights? Saturn also has it. And it's weird for a gas giant to have it, but it looks cool. And I think it's purple, they said. Yeah, it's purple. And Saturn is the second biggest planet.
Wait a minute. You mentioned Northern Lights. You know when we were in Alaska, that's a thing in Alaska. Northern Lights. You can see it there.
Yeah. But the northern lights on Saturn are so big that you can see it.
What is it? What is even in Northern Lights?
I think it's something that has to do with the sun and some other things, and it kind of like the moon and it reflects and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's so beautiful from Saturn. It's so beautiful. And also, if Saturn had a solid surface, not only would you be able to see its rings, but you would be able to see 50 of its moons. Crazy, right?
Okay.
Now,
You need to wrap it up with you.
So what is it you want to say about Earth? Like Earth will... Something about what will happen to Earth. And you said something about black hole.
oh, I'll get to those later.
Okay.
I'll get to those after I'm done with the Kuiper Belt and stuff. So, Uranus. It's actually the only planet in the solar system to be tipped on its side for some reason. So it's sideways. It's spinning sideways. And its rings is sideways. Though it's not usually known for that. It actually has one of the weirdest characteristics. It is the stinkiest planet in the solar system. And it has to be... And it's because of two chemicals that mix together to make it stinky. I think that's why they gave it the name Uranus. Anyways.
Now you're making up.
Oh my God.
You're making up stuff.
No, I don't think he's making up stuff, but I'm just thinking, like, what? That makes sense then.
Uranus is just like you mix with your mother. When you guys are bringing out your bosoms.
No, it's kind of like when you're sweaty, Dad.
Let me just say a joke here. So I saw something. You know how they have all these TV shows where they ask questions, like trivial questions, and you're supposed to answer. So the host was asking the lady, and I think this is one of those $1 million shows. And so she said, I'm just throwing out a number. For $1 million, the next question is XYZ. I don't remember the question, but the options are A, Jupiter, B, Uranus, C, Earth, that kind of thing. And the person that wanted to answer, she said, Jupiter, I don't know if blah, 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 and blah. He said, and Uranus, I can't put my finger on it. She was that, and then she realized what she said. I was like,
I can't put my finger on it. It's crazy. Anyways, Uranus is an ice giant, and it is very cool. It has 40 to 19 moons or something like that. Anyways, now we have Neptune. It actually has rings. All of the gas giants and ice giants in our solar system have rings. Many people don't draw them with rings or see them with rings or think they have rings, but they actually do. And I had a whole debate with my class for about a year about if Neptune had rings or not. And guess who came on top?
Oh.
Me.
Where? At trip?
Yep. And now they all said sorry to me, and I'm
Wow.
pissed.
So they know that you're an expert in solar system?
And they will never bother to have an argument with me again.
Oh gosh.
And
Does
now-
your teacher know?
Yeah. I mean, he didn't think that there was
No, do they know that you know so much about the solar system?
Oh, I don't think they know. I don't think they know. Anyway, Neptune. It has a lot of water. Like oceans. Oh, and can we go back to Titan real quick? Titan is actually the closest planet to become an Earth-like... actually, Titan is the closest moon to be an habitable moon.
Where's Titan? I haven't heard of that before.
Well,
Is that...
Titan.
That's not a planet.
That's one of Saturn's moons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the closest moon to become habitable and have humans.
Okay. Maybe-
Also, in Mars and Venus, they found like some microorganisms living there. So we might have new life on them. You don't know.
But no trees.
We probably won't have like
no water.
We probably won't have like actual living beings on Venus, but we'd probably have like living beings on Mars. But they would probably have to adapt, and Venus they only have like bacteria and stuff. And now let's move on to the Kuiper Belt. The first dwarf planet of the Kuiper Belt is Pluto. It was before a planet, but in 2012 they deemed it as not a planet because planets have to have these things: a high sense of gravity, a clear area, and they need to be a certain size. And Mercury cleared out its area, has a certain amount of gravity and stuff, and it doesn't have the size all too well, but it checks out. But Pluto, they found out that no. It also has this moon that is more like a binary planet. It's more like a binary system than a moon because it's kind of the same size, just that one is a bit smaller. Pluto's bigger and the other one's smaller. And now we have Haumea, which is very, very weird when it comes to planets. Because for some reason, it's oval shaped. None of the planets in our solar system ever do this. And, oh, fun fact. Did you know all of the planets in our solar system are not perfectly spherical? Crazy, huh?
Yeah, same thing with Earth, right?
Yep.
And it's tilted.
Oh,
Earth is tilted.
and here's one more fact about Earth. Africa is the only continent to actually be glued to Earth, while all of us are sinking.
What does that mean?
Like we're all floating and we're sinking. Africa is the only one to be attached to the seafloor. That's why it has so many resources and stuff.
Okay, wait, is it because it's on the equator?
I think it is. And it has so many resources in it. Oh, and Earth is not perfectly tilted correctly. It is actually tilted in a 45-degree angle.
Is it up to 45? That's a big tilt.
Yep.
I thought it was just slightly tilted.
Nope, it's tilting like this.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
why we're actually having night and day and weather.
Yeah, no.
Because of the tilt.
And some places are way colder than some places.
And that's why some places don't have enough sunlight, or
Yeah.
how we saw that there was
Some places have shorter winter, shorter summer because of the tilt.
and longer days because one of them at 12 p.m. 12 a.m. There was still sunlight.
Okay, so continue.
And the moon also reflects light.
I don't think Daddy's paying attention anymore.
I'm paying attention.
And now we have Maki. Thank you. Anyways, Maki is the only dwarf planet to actually have a moon that, compared in size, is not a binary system and more like a moon. And it is also very red, and in some illustrations, they draw it with smooth shaded colors. Oh, and get this. Maki Maki is the only planet to be perfectly spherical. And it is also... let's see.
My own thing is that for you to remember all these things, it's insane. If whatever you're saying is true, which I believe is true, it's just like your memory. It's
crazy.
Impeccable. It's incredible.
Anyways, Maki Maki, and just to think that I learned these from a couple of songs are crazy. Anyways, Maki Maki have...
What do you think? Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Yeah, not thinking what I'm thinking.
Anyways, can I finish? Maki Maki has no atmosphere. It has no atmosphere at all. So if you try to breathe on it, you'll be... And now we have Aries. That sounds like Ceres, but is not Siri. And it's kind of boring. It's white, but nobody really cares about it. I mean, it's there. But can I talk about one thing that is very crazy? All of the dwarf planets have no... Oh, that was the last thing. It was not perfect gravity. It was a rounded or like a neutralized rotation or revolution around the sun. The dwarf planets can go like this around the sun, or they can go like this around the sun. And it is random. Like Pluto. Oh, and Pluto. It takes about 245 years for it to revolve around the sun.
Wow.
Yikes, that's a long time.
Yeah.
Pluto gets a birthday in 245 years. Dang.
Wow, it's very far away from the sun. That's why.
Oh, and Pluto also has two color codes.
So is there an end to the solar system? I mean, how big is it? How big is the, well, not solar system, like your
Universe?
entire thing? Yeah. Is there an end to it?
I mean, it's
that's
so...
it.
I mean, there's even these things called the multiverses, the omniverses, but those are theoretical and hypothetical. And
Okay, listen. All this, yes, I get it. Please, bring us back to Logan V. So
Okay, I won't break your brains today, but...
No,
but
please break the brains.
And, okay, fine, I'll break your brains and I'll make... And I'll put them in the pot. So... If you were to see the universe, it would look like a cobweb, a purple cobweb, a pinkish purple cobweb. Oh, and we also had a spacecraft that died, and in 45 years, it made its way out of the solar system. Crazy. And just for you to...
Wait, we had a what that died? What?
A spacecraft that died.
A spacecraft?
Yeah, and it
What do you
just...
mean a
and it got
spacecraft
out...
that died?
It died and it couldn't be brought back to Earth, and
They call it died, or it
ran out of batteries and stuff, and we couldn't.
It crashed.
Yeah, like
No, it didn't crash
you could say it like that.
anything.
I
see what you're saying.
We just couldn't get it anymore.
It's
It was
like my
a
phone
battery.
died.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and we couldn't control it, and it made it.
And there was no human in it.
Yeah, and it actually made it. It made its way out of the solar system.
And ended up where? Well,
we don't know where it is.
In a different system.
No, it's
Right.
probably just drifting through the Milky Way. Anyways. Hey, I'm not the one who named it. Now, let's see. Dang, these names are actually very real. We have the Milky Way, and then we have Uranus. Okay, now, that we're done with those, let's talk about the actual fun stuff. So, I'm going to start from small to big. So first, we have brown dwarfs that are actually... Jupiter was very close to becoming our own sun. It had the right heat. It almost had the right size. A brown dwarf is basically a failed star. It looks like Jupiter, but it's way bigger. 5 times the size of Jupiter. Almost the way it's to be a sun, but not quite.
You said a brown dwarf? A brown
dwarf. It's a gas
dwarf?
giant. But it couldn't make its way up to being a sun, a star. And
it's
now,
not a planet.
yeah, it is a planet. It is a planet.
What's the name of it?
A brown dwarf.
So it's one of the dwarf planets.
No. A brown dwarf is a ginormous planet that was almost on its way. Like, was almost.
On its way where?
Like, almost on its way to be a star.
Okay.
Because.
And which planet is that close to?
It's about a few light years away.
Close to which planet? Jupiter?
No, it's not in our solar system.
Oh.
But I don't think it's. Yeah, it's a few light years away.
Okay, it's not in our solar system.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I'm going out of the solar system now.
Okay.
Oh, and in the middle.
Why are you going out of the solar system? We want you to talk about Earth.
We're done with those because I just wanted to get to the fun stuff. Now.
Okay, go ahead.
We have this thing. Now there's this thing called a white dwarf. But let me backtrack to the sun real quick. Mm-hmm. The sun, it has these things called solar flares that it can, like Mercury's getting a beating. Anyways, it also has these certain chemicals that it needs to have in order to be a star. And they're bouncing and clashing together. And it's kind of like repelling and stuff. But once they stick and like the sun rapidly expands and it will get rid of all of the planets in the solar system. It might just miss Earth by a bit, but even if it did, the Earth would become totally fried in milliseconds. Hundreds of seconds. Excuse me. Anyways. Dang.
It's not gonna. Hey.
We just need
It's
some.
not good. But we need, it's getting.
Anyways, we have. Hold on, let me turn these on because we're not.
No, why?
Okay,
We're
fine.
only like.
Okay, fine.
Okay,
It will swallow.
Okay, I'm kind of lost. Remind me again what you're talking about.
I'm talking about the sun of how in about 4.5 or 6 billion years, it will become a red dwarf and become it's super massive.
Our sun?
Yes, our sun in about 5.
It will become a red dwarf.
Yes, and it will expand rapidly, and it will also almost swallow all the way up to Jupiter. And it might
it's gonna kill everybody on Earth.
Yup.
Okay.
And that's gonna be in 4.5 billion years. So don't worry, you're gonna be fine. Well, you're gonna be dead.
Well,
you're gonna be fine.
If I live to 5 billion years, maybe not, right?
Mom, you do not want to die in that excruciating pain way. You might as well die being old than that.
That's what they call the radiation.
Mm-hmm. See,
Okay.
that's good. That's good. I'm not gonna lie. He's good. And it expands rapidly, and in about a few minutes, it will start shrinking again, then rapidly expanding again, and then shrink, and then explode into a supernova.
Who came up with that theory? Oh, that's
It's not a theory.
Hypothesis.
It's not a theory.
How did they discover that's what's going to happen? Or
We
that's
have
what's
spacecraft, and we also have these strong telescopes that can see light years away.
Okay.
Light. And it explodes into a supernova in a bunch of colorful colors, but it's not going to be colorful for us. Now, let's just say that. And then, but by then we're probably going to be on a different solar system.
So they have projected that the sun is going to destroy the planet.
Yeah, in 4.5 billion years. Anyways, so when that supernova happens, there's a rare chance that it could either turn into a white dwarf, a black hole, a supermassive black hole, a neutron star, or a pulsar. But let's talk about white dwarf since it's like the smallest, I think. Anyways, a white dwarf is just basically a white star, but it's dead and it has heat, but it doesn't have the heat that you think that you'll see for like a real star, a real sun. And then it's kind of boring because you put it in our solar system, we're all gonna die. It's just not that big.
So where is it? Where's the whites?
We have some few white dwarfs, few light
in our
years
solar
away.
system?
No, definitely not in our solar system. If we had one in there, we would probably be collapsing. Anyways, and now we have black holes. Black holes are very weird when it comes to space because not only they can bend
Actually, turn off the car.
not only they can
Okay, yeah.
not only they can bend light, but they can actually suck up anything. So if you were able to go into a black hole, you would probably no, it's not probably.
Where are
You're
black
not
holes?
coming out.
Where are the black holes?
We
Why are
have
you
one
winding them?
super. We have
Why
one.
do they- I mean, why are you winding it up?
I don't want
We
to.
have
Yeah.
one. We have one supernova.
Unless you want to open the door.
We have one a supermassive black hole at the middle of our galaxy, and it's kind of supermassive, which means that it's ginormous. That if you come in a radius of it, if you're seeing it, you're probably getting sucked in it, or you're probably looking at it as a telescope. But if you're in a
Where is it?
30-mile radius of it, you're probably dead.
Where is it located?
In the middle of our Milky Way.
And where is that?
In the middle of our Milky Way.
Where is the Milky Way?
The Milky Way, we're in the Milky Way. We're in the Milky Way.
Where? Okay, so is it in Earth or it's out there in space?
Mom, what do you think?
Listen,
Mom,
I'm not an
Mom,
expert in
Mom,
solar system.
Mom,
It's
Mom,
in the Milky Way.
the Milky Way is a galaxy.
Okay.
Is a galaxy
We
that
are already in
But
the
for
Milky
somebody
Way.
who
hold
doesn't
on, hold
know
on.
anything,
No.
I was recording. You didn't know that, so
I already knew
Now
that
you're
you
not-
were recording.
how?
Because I saw your phone when you were holding it like this.
Well, I was hiding it. I didn't want you to
Dad,
know that I was
can I see
recording.
your-
'Cause
can
I
I see
thought
your
you would
phone?
stop talking.
Can I see your phone?
No, but yeah.
What do you want to look up?
I wanted to show you guys image of the Milky Way.
No, I've seen those stuff. I don't want to
Okay,
see.
okay.
Just
Okay,
just
now you
talk
know-
as if
you
you're
need-
talking
you
to
need to-
grandma.
Okay.
Just talk as if you're talking to grandma. Grandma doesn't know anything about the Milky Way. How is she
Anyways,
gonna understand?
Okay. It's the Milky Way is rotating. We have a supermassive black hole at the middle of our Milky Way, of our galaxy. Oh, and about 4 to 5 billion years, there's this other galaxy called the Andromeda Galaxy that is starting
what?
the Andromeda Galaxy that's starting to hurl towards us, and that might cause collision in a bigger galaxy.
Listen, honestly, I'm having a headache. Because this is just...
No, this is
good.
the first time
Yeah.
that he's talking to us about
Yeah,
the solar
this is
system
good.
since I cannot remember. Like since
This
you
is
were
good.
3 or 4.
I know.
Anyway,
And the last time I took you to school for like after school STEM night, we haven't heard you talk about solar system.
anyways,
So
it will
I
cause.
didn't know that you still.
It'll either cause a slight collision, and some of our planets might go.
So
over
these
there.
are all fascinating to you. Like
Yeah.
you love to learn this stuff.
Yeah.
And you understand them very well?
Yes, but the galaxies will completely collide and make a bigger.
But let me ask you a question. What would you say to people who are saying that all these things that NASA, you know what NASA is, right? All these things that NASA and all these other countries saying they're flying to they're going to space, and you know, Elon Musk, SpaceX, they're all going to space and they're doing all this exploration and telling us all these findings. What would you say to people who are saying those are all lies? They're all propaganda. They're not true. They're just making them up.
Well, look into.
What would you say? Do you
Okay.
believe that they're lying, or do you think that it's true? Like what they've discovered?
I
in
would think that they're
space,
just being-
at the moon, all of that.
I'm
Because I've
just,
heard
hold up.
that they said they've never landed in the moon before, but I don't believe that.
I'm
So
just-
what would you say to people who?
I would just say
those
that
things?
they're like. I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm just gonna say that from what I've heard and what I've seen, they're like religious people, and that if you really don't believe all of this, here's one thing that can just mess you up real quick. Look into the sky, and if you see some little lights, then come back talk to me.
No, it's not that they don't believe that it exists. They just don't believe that human beings have ever walked in the moon. They don't believe that.
Number one, we have gravity tests on the moon. We literally have multiple people on the moon, and you can even see that. You can even see in the Earth in the background in some of the moon pictures, and you can see how the moon is like. You can see how the Earth is like you can see like some white clouds and storms. You can see them on Earth. You can see them, and for that to be in like the 2000s to the 1900s, that's I don't think they could make that. You could even see the video cam footage that they were using. It is not like the video cam footage we're using today. It is old.
Okay.
It is like if you were recording a movie in 1975. It is old, and I don't think that they can make that. They know that they would know that much, and it is actually what they are seeing. And I will take their word for it. And matter of fact, we even have a person who peed on the moon. Like, why would they make something that out of pocket? Like, somebody peed on the moon, somebody dropped a hammer and a leaf on the moon. Oh, and because the moon has no atmosphere, paper falls like a brick. It does not do that thing where it goes wee. Like, it doesn't. The moon has no air resistance. Like, the moon barely has an atmosphere.
It doesn't have gravity, right?
The moon has gravity, but it doesn't have big gravity like Earth. Like, if you jump on the moon, yeah, you'll come back to the moon, but it'll be like this. If you were for Earth, this is how it would be. And if it was for the moon,
you go higher. And then
you wouldn't go higher. I mean, you might go higher, but you'll just go like very slow. It'll be like feather falling. But and some people drop the hammer.
Let me give you a high five first.
And some people draw.
I give you a high five too. Good
And
job.
some people drew.
Yeah, we have to be proud of
like,
you. We
I'm
can't
impressed.
be,
Yeah,
mad
some
at
people-
you.
I'm really impressed. This is
yeah.
And some
this is
people
really amazing.
dropped
You
a
should-
hammer and a leaf. A feather on the moon, and they both dropped they both hit the ground at the exact same time because no air resistance. Anyways,
What would you?
Now I'm getting a bit off track. From
You still okay? Go ahead. You still have more stuff to talk about.
Now let's talk about the neutron stuff.
Yeah, no. Okay, let's get the house first because.
Okay, I'll talk about it in the house. Let's go to the living room.
Once we get in the house, it's gonna be over.
Yeah, no.
It's gonna be over
No.
because you're gonna want to go do this. This one
Yes.
is gonna want like
You
it
need
will
to.
be
Okay,
over.
you want
Can
to
we
wrap
just
up?
finish
Yeah,
it?
just wrap up. Okay.
Yeah, let's just finish it. I mean, there's nothing wrong.
Let's
with
just
being
finish
out here. I
it.
love
Let's
the,
just finish it.
Open
Let's
the
just finish
windows.
it here.
Let's enjoy this air.
Let's just enjoy
even
this.
open the room.
Let's just enjoy this.
Sunroof.
Let's just enjoy this time together.
Come on, yeah. Tell me all the stories. I'm all
So we
ears.
have this thing called the neutron star. The neutron star is a failed star. It's like white dwarf. It is very small. It is purple and yellow with some white. Like purplish and purplish northern light rings kind of thing. And yes, it is very small, but it has a lot of energy. It has a decent amount of energy. Oh, and
Don't
Dad,
worry about that for now. That's
can
fine.
I just tell you about something?
Yeah,
The only reason I got a 0 is because I didn't turn it in because you guys because that's when you guys picked me up. This is today. That's when you guys picked me up. I was in the middle of doing that. Anyways, let's see. It is not that big and it does not have that much heat. We would all freeze if that was in our solar system.
Well, my ADHD went somewhere else. What is it that you were talking about again?
Neutron stars.
Okay.
Anyways, now let's talk
And
about
wait,
the pulsars.
what is the neutron stars and where
It is
are
like
they?
a failed star, but more like a failed black hole.
Okay.
And now, if it gets enough energy, it can finally make their mommy and daddy proud by turning into a black hole.
Oh Lord.
Anyways, now we have the pulsars, which are kind of looks like a planet in the middle of two beams. And their pulse are quick. It can go dang, 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 dang. And if that pulse comes near our Earth, like one pulse, and we will all be fried.
Sky, hold on. My brain is fried. Okay, remember when you were asking me what is the point of learning the Pythagorean theorem? And there is so much to learn in physics, and this is Pythagorean theorem from math. So many things. All of that will help you more with this solar system journey.
I know, but like when I said that, I meant like for other things.
Yeah, for people who are not gonna use it in the future, yes.
But I don't think I'll ever.
You don't know why. You're probably gonna be in the field of what do you call it? You might be a rocket scientist or an astronaut.
I don't think I would like to be a rocket scientist. I think I'll just be like a scientist. I think I'll just be like talking about it and like making observations about it, and
if that's what you're gonna do.
Theories about it.
You will need to know physics. You will need to know a whole bunch of math and different things.
For now, I don't think I need to use numbers for the solar system.
Yeah, you don't, but this is...
Anyways, now, the pulsars, do not let them interfere with our planet, or else we will all be fried. But do not try moving it manually, or else...
Where are they?
They're like light years away. I don't think there's I think there's just one in our solar system. Oh, and let me talk about this rare planet. We have this... I forgot its name because they make their names so weird, like TJ811 and something like that. Anyways, this planet is so weird. It has like about 10 rings. 10 rings. And I do not know why. And for some reason it has enough gravity. It isn't even that big. It's not even like... It's like the size of Saturn. But it can hold that much rings. I don't know why. I just wanted to talk about that. Now, here are what I'll say, cool stuff. Radical cool. We have... dang it. We have this thing called the Quasar Star. This star is so big. This star is so big that if you put it in our solar system...
Did they call it what?
The Quasar Star. I don't think it's... They said it's theoretical. It's a theory. It's not actually real. It's not actually real. It's like theoretical, metaphorical, and whatever. And it's really... big. Like, so big that... I already said this, but let me say it again. This thing could eat our solar system 3 times in a row with just it. Like, it's bigger than our solar system 3 times in a row. Imagine that.
Where is it?
I don't know. They said it's theoretical.
Yeah, I know, but why are they coming up with that theory?
Because they said that it was a thing before, but they've all either collapsed and turned into black holes, or they've all turned into white dwarfs.
And they think it can regenerate or something, or activate, or whatever.
Yes, but here's the weird thing about it. You could see that it's like giving off some spores or something like that.
Wow.
And why? Because there's a black hole already inside of that Quasar star that's eating it slowly and surely by surely, to the point that that might be even what happened to Ton 218.
What?
Ton 218.
Wow.
It's the biggest black hole.
Wahala.
But I'm just gonna call it.
How you remember all these names?
I'm just gonna call it Ton.
I mean,
because it is the biggest black hole, and I think it was once a Quasar star, and it actually swallowed the star completely. And some of these. Let
me ask you a question. Because I know you can talk from now to tomorrow, and it's going to be different crazy names I don't know anything about. If you have the opportunity to be talking to an expert in this field, what would you say to them? What would you ask them? And would you even listen to them? Because of course they'll know more than you.
I know. But I would ask them, what are some other theoretical things? Like, what if a black hole collides with a white hole?
Okay.
But you don't know what a white hole is. So let's see.
If a black hole collides with a white hole, I think we turn into Oreo cookies.
A white hole
we turn into Oreo cookies.
So this white hole, so black holes have this thing called the singularity, where it is basically an end
a nice
to the
song
black
also.
hole.
Hold on. I feel like I need to go throw away my PhD. Seriously?
Okay.
I need to go throw away my PhD.
Okay. So black holes have this thing called the singularity.
Okay.
White hole, it is not real, but it's theoretical. It is a theoretical thing. Theoretical. That's what I'm saying.
So,
A white hole is basically an opposite of a black hole. Where
Obviously.
hold on. I need to get it. Black. Say it again. Black hole is
A white hole is the opposite of a black hole.
okay, and black hole is what?
And a black hole is the thing that sucks it up, sucks a organism or whatever with such immense force that it cannot escape.
Damn.
And now,
Who you been listening to? Have you
Me.
been listening to that? I think what's his name?
I've been listening to
DeGrasso.
Einstein.
Do you know this guy DeGrasso? Something like that. That's his name.
Mm.
Something like that. He's an expert in this field. DeGrasso.
nah.
He talks like you. You talk like him.
Anyways, it has white holes.
I'm
It's
gonna go look for
theoretical,
him. I'm
so-
gonna go look for him on YouTube to play him for you, so you can listen to him.
But it's
He's talking
theoretical.
like you.
It's theoretical.
I mean, you're talking like him.
It's theoretical. So, just if you get confused, you can ask me because it is very hard to understand.
Okay.
So the singularity is basically an end or a point to a black hole. It's like a hole. It's like a hole in the ground, and you
I wish
know
I
how.
was videoing
And you know how. If you drop a ball into like a hole, then it'll start like spiraling around or start going to the hole. That's what a black hole is.
Okay.
A white hole, let's say if it won't let any matter get in.
Okay.
So the singularity will keep on getting longer and longer and longer and longer. And we will get on our trip all the way to try to get, like, if you wanted to get into a white hole, you will try to get to the singularity, and it has gravity, but to land on it, it'll just get farther and farther, and the singularity to y coordinates to x coordinates, it will not work.
Honestly, I don't understand any of that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't even like the black hole. White. I don't care. But can you talk about where are we gonna? How are we gonna round this up?
Okay, I'll round this up.
Good.
Give me a sec. Now. Eventually, a white hole will just turn into a black hole, and then we'll just.
So,
And then you'll get sucked
just
in.
to tell you, a black hole ultimately has more power because, you know, it absorbs everything.
Wait,
There
are
is
you?
no-
are
It
you
is
speaking
not re-
based on
that's
what
not-
you know? Are you trying to
because I watch the black
Okay.
hole will suck up everything, no matter what. Even the white hole will everything will go in the black hole.
So here's the thing. You're saying it correct. You're saying everything right, but it doesn't have power. It has more gravity. The gravity is so much. It's so big.
Okay.
It's so powerful.
And where is the
Now,
black hole again?
let me tell you something. Let me
Where's
ask
the
you a
black
question.
hole?
Do you know about the black rain?
That-
Okay, the black rain will anticipate the radiation.
Oh, yes. Black rain. That actually happened on Earth when we dropped the bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
It's similar.
Wahala.
Yes, it's
Yes.
similar. It's similar,
That's
but
history because
but
everyone
it's
is talking about-
different. It's
because
different.
they
It's more.
bombed the America turned and back then, yes.
Yeah,
and
but
that
it's
killed
actually-
20,000 people, yes.
But that was
Criminal
more.
element.
That was more like dust than actually like
Rain.
But
Why they call it
And-
black rain?
because it's
Because
black. It's black. It's black.
But it burns.
But-
like it
And
burns
it's rain?
No.
But
It-
it burns like it's
No.
radiation.
Wait. Is it
Hold
water?
on, Dad.
because it's toxic.
Dad. The bomb, the Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the brain didn't burn. If it was the sun, that thing wouldn't burn. That would be acid. That would go through
Yeah, we
you.
go through the black rain. That's what the black rain is actually toxic. It goes through the body.
It's acid. It's like sulfuric acid or something. It'll go through you. But what happened is that it probably won't happen because in order for that to happen, the sun will have to be, number one, so big, but not to the point that it will become like a quasar star. If we put that next to the Earth, that's when the black rain will happen. And let's say we put the sun next to a quasar star. Not only you would not be able to see it, you would not be able to see the sun, but okay, it will be like the sun is hot, right? Mm-hmm. You put a quasar star next to it, the sun will fry. Imagine a hot...
Quasar, whatever you call it, quasar star is hotter than the sun.
Imagine a pot of hot tea next to the sun.
Yeah.
That's what it will look like. Not only will that thing fry, but it will disintegrate. No supernova whatsoever. It's disintegrated. Or that sun will actually become part of that quasar star, and then it will expand rapidly again, and boom, black hole. Super, super massive black hole.
You know what? You amazed me tonight, but that's good though. But
How do you remember all these things?
everything is disintegrating in my stomach right now. At this point, I need to go drop the black hole.
Okay.
Coming from the anti-frat police, anti-fratism.
What did you close? I mean, the window is not closing.
Look at this.
Why did it not closing?
Oh, look at that beautiful moon. Damn, it's so bright.